Hey guys, it's Scott Poland from Chestnut Park here in downtown Guelph. I want to talk about the very first steps when you go to buy your very first house. First off, it's exciting. You're going to be future homeowners, but there is a critical first step long before you go to open houses or you're looking at paint swatches or you're building Pinterest accounts with your favorite kitchens, things like that. You need to get a pre-approval. So I'm not talking pre-qualify. I'm not talking online punching a few numbers and that's my number I'm shopping for. This is a proper pre-approval, going to a lender, a mortgage broker, and then breaking down, providing all the documentation to them for them to truly give you a pre-approval and an actual range of purchase price that you can work with. Now, I want to break down what that all means for you. And the first I'm going to start with is the credit score. Essentially, the higher the score, the better. And with a high score, that also gives you better terms typically on a mortgage loan. So the better you look in the lender's eye, the more comfortable they are because you're paying your bills, you're financially stable. So they're going to like that and they'll give you favorable terms. They're going to look at your income. They want to see that you can service your debt, not only your mortgage, but they're going to look at all your monthly payments and decide what you can service based on your current income. There's a thing called debt to income ratio. Now, this is like that. It's what you make versus what your monthly debts are. They're going to compare those and they're going to provide you with a purchase price based on knowing what you can afford to make payments on. And this is going to lay out like a realistic monthly budget for you as far as a mortgage goes. So all this information is very, very helpful when you're shopping for a house. Now, there's different lenders out there. There's banks, there's mortgage brokers, there's lenders that just lend on mortgages. So you have to find the lender that suits you. I always suggest going to a mortgage broker because they're going to take your current situation, your current debt load and your goals and your future plans. They're going to take that into consideration when they shop you around. There's very different mortgages out there across the board. You need to make sure you find the right one that suits you. A lot of people focus on interest rates, and don't get me wrong, a little bit of difference in interest rate can make a huge difference 5 years when you go to renew that mortgage, but you also have to align what your future plan is with that home, with that mortgage, because there could be substantial penalties as well. So be careful of that. So trying to find the right lender is critical. There's definitely lots of options out there, and that's where a mortgage broker can certainly help. And there's lots of different options. There's prepayment options. The penalties can be lower on certain mortgages. It all depends. Like if you plan to pay down your mortgage very, very quickly, you may want a really good mortgage that allows you to do prepayments. If you're in a house that you're going to be for 10, 15 years, that's a very different mortgage than you're in a house for 3 years. So make sure you're providing all those details to that mortgage broker so they understand exactly what your plan is. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to get them to explain the contract to make sure you fully understand what you're signing off on. Because like I said, a little bit of percentage difference, it could make a lot of difference in the end. So make sure you look around, talk to people. If you need a recommendation, we can certainly recommend. All this makes the whole buying process a lot smoother. Once you have that full pre-approval in place, you will look more prepared and more appealing to sellers. So there actually ends up being more negotiating room when it comes to buying the house because you are prepared. Now, make sure you get all your documents ready. If you are planning on shopping around, make sure you get your credit score, your pay stubs, job letters, things like that. Get all that information ready. So when the mortgage broker or the lender asks you for those details, it's very easy just to send them in. It makes your life a lot easier if you just prep that one email. Lenders are going to ask you lots of questions about your finances. Be prepared with that to make sure you have a understanding and a clear, concise answer for things. If you get your credit score back when you pulled, it's not that great. Look to see if there's ways of improving it. It could be just an outstanding debt that you could easily just pay off. It could be a credit card debt when you pulled that credit report that didn't look so good. So look at different ways of improving that debt to service ratio, and then your credit score will increase. So I just want to recap the importance of that pre-approval. It is the first and most important step, the home buying process. It's going to set the budget. It's going to help you find the right lender, and it's going to show the sellers that you're a serious buyer. Remember, being prepared and patient is key. In our next video, we're going to dive into the exciting world of finding the perfect real estate agent and starting your home search. So if you have any questions, drop us a line, hit subscribe. Our team's happy to help answer those questions and guide you through this process if you decide to work with us. Thanks.